Here I need to tell you about the name of my university. We call it LETI, L-E-T-I. But like other Russian universities with long biography, it has a very long name. St. Petersburg Electrotechnical University named after Lenin, or LETI. LETI is the Soviet-time acronym of the Leningrad Electrotechnical Institute. But LETI sounds nice. We also call it Magical Electrotechnical because the place and its history is really exciting.
Hi, I'm Anne and I will show you the first building of our university. It was completed in 1903. Its style is Northern Modern or St. Petersburg Modern. Now it makes the postcard views of our university. I'm introducing you to the first public spaces of my university, its corridors. They were used strictly as passageways leading to lecture rooms or the library. The main point of interest here, these portraits. University rectors, founders of scientific schools, inventors who worked in the university. The only exclusion is this man, Alexander Vakshinsky, the architect, or academician of architecture. He is the author of this building and he established the chair of industrial architecture in LETI. We do not have it since 1930s. But let's return to our gallery of honor.
Here is the man who symbolizes the epoch of great inventors, academician Valentin Volodin. End of the 19th century, Jan Valentin came from faraway town of Perm to study in St. Petersburg. Inspired by lectures of Alexander Popov, he invented high-frequency generators for radio. In 1943, wartime, he was awarded by Stalin for developing high-frequency steel quenching technology. Many of Volodin's inventions were made in this very building, so now the university is planning to put a monument to him somewhere here. We have the monument, but we don't have the location for it. Let us look for a good location, maybe here?
This is a place which used to be called Boulevardchik, a small boulevard before the war, the playground for children in a secluded place. Until 1940s, the LETI children population was growing because some university teachers' families lived on the campus. When the war broke out and Leningrad was besieged, someone left, but others stayed here to die or survive. The flat on the top floor was hit by the bombshell. Luckily, no one was in sight.
Now this 120-year-old building accommodates a library, university and publishing house and other offices. Due to its design, which copies the layout of the famous St. Petersburg Prism and the crosses, it inspires people on all kinds of mysterious stories. Built back in days in 1901, most of its lifetime is served for archives of the Ministry of Interior. Look at this vast place, which we call the LETI Forum. It's green in summer, but empty in winter. And I wonder if we can change it into something flexible, multifunctional, probably even all-weather, where all of us could meet, communicate, play, and even study. About the history of the place, originally it was an oak forest. Officers who worked here for archives stopped there to play tennis or chess, or just sit in the sun. It was very convenient for them because most of them lived in that brown brick building. Next to them and two tennis courts, professors of the university played tennis and discussed research problems. That was the community place of the 20th century, and I wonder what kind of community place could be arranged here nowadays.
This is the main entrance space of our university. In a way, these buildings make a kind of a scenery for our important events and activities. Look at our historical landmarks. The early 20th century professor's house. Professor Popov, inventor of radio and first elected LETI rector, was one of its first residents. And this is the strangest university building of the 20th century. We call it Hogwarts No. 5. Its author, architect Leviash, defined its style as neo-orthodox emotional functionalism. Movie makers love to film dramas and detective stories at this place.
Самое интересное, почему расформировали, непонятно. Выделили деньги и построили точно такой же институт, только в Озерках.
This is The Mysteries of Investigation, a very popular Russian series of the Central Television. But they avoid filming the stairway at this angle because of the cube. It is self-sufficient, formidable, attracts attention, but I am afraid it is not much in dialogue with its neighborhood. And whatever is added to it looks a bit out of place. Do you think it can be integrated into the welcome zone environment?
Now, we are inside building number 5, our main building for studies and research. It is a real topographic brain twister. There is no teacher or student who was not lost in its corridors, at least once. The legend says that the architects Leviash and Matusevich were inspired by the student recreation spaces of Californian universities. So now we have these areas connected by parallel corridors with design exits to open-air spaces. Everybody feels that they could be used more efficiently. How? We need expert solutions. Maybe our magical stairway will inspire designers on a good one. This is the famous DNA stairway, which offers a good exercise for testing your sense of orientation in space and brain power. Its frequent use helps to choose the right direction in physical space and stimulates creative decision-making. Looking forward to getting your ideas about transformation of our interesting spaces into even better, more functional environment. Good luck!